Welcome back to another episode of the A Sports Podcast. My name's Art, here with my brother Alex.
What's going on, guys? What's going on?
Alex, we've been away for a little bit, but we're back on track.
We had a crazy time at work, man. Work's been crazy.
Yeah.
We had to put in a lot of. It's been it's been some rough 2 weeks, man.
Yeah, probably 2.5, 3 weeks, but we're back.
You can see my brother's a little sunburned, man.
I got a little bit.
We were in the sun, man. We got. Baked bad. So
baked and then working hard out in the sun, but
that's what we do here.
Shout out to all the people that do work out in the sun. We're over here complaining about it. Alex, we had a big weekend in fighting. We missed a little bit, but I don't think we missed too much. So we'll talk a little bit at the end about what we missed these last couple of weeks. But let's get started with what we think is the main event of this weekend.
What we know was the main event of this weekend.
UFC 263, Brandon Moreno becomes the flyweight, right? Flyweight champion?
Yeah.
The UFC flyweight champion after submitting Davis and Figareto. Alex, talk to me.
Who called this?
We all did.
No, we all did not call this, man. Listen, this is what upsets me, all right? This is what upsets me. There's been people out there, I'm not going to say who, but people have been saying Figareto, this and that. I'm the one that's been saying Brandon Moreno is going to whoop this dude, and he did just that.
He dominated that fight.
Dominated.
And, this is a rematch, of course. Their first fight was really close.
Yeah, it was close.
Some would argue that Moreno won that fight.
Right.
But it was a really close fight, and I think the draw was a fair decision. Figareto did not show up in this fight at UFC 263. Just Brandon Moreno from the get-go was able to get his respect. He looked comfortable. He looked confident. And Figareto just, I don't know. He just couldn't get off. You have any thoughts on Figareto, like what happened with Figareto?
No, I think he just ran into a guy who was just better skilled than him, honestly.
Okay.
I think that Brandon Moreno comes in every fight, I feel like he gets better and better. He's only 27 years old, but if you look back at it, before he fought Figareto the first time, it seemed like he was already on that. If you look at his stand-up game really evolved as before. When he fought Sergio Pettis, also when he fought, who was the second guy he lost to? It was the second guy he lost to.
I can look it up real quick, but go ahead.
I had just looked it up, man, too. I don't know. I remember Askar. He had a draw with Askar.
Okay.
Alexandra Pantoja. That's who he lost to. He lost to both of them, and it just seemed like his. He also said it in an interview that his stand-up game was a little bit not just behind these other guys, so he wasn't able to really. He knew that he had to sharpen those tools in order for him to get to where he wants to be, and you could see too. He trains with boxers because you don't get that type of footwork, head movement, and the speed and sharpness on the combinations without training with boxers. Because he looks like he was training with Nonito Donaire. Yeah, I guess Nonito Donaire was sparring with him. And let me tell you, man, he looked great. First ever UFC champ that was born and raised in Mexico. Viva la raza!
Viva Mexico. Brandon Moreno was training with Nonito Donaire, like you said, as we found out after the fight. But those jabs, man, were nice and crisp, landing on Figareto. Figareto seemed to get hurt by one of the jabs. I believe it was in the first or second round. But yeah, Figareto just didn't look like he. But then again, he didn't show up. But we've seen this from Figareto, recently. He looks kind of like for the one big shot to change a fight. You think maybe Figareto fell in love with the power a little bit too much?
I think so. I think he didn't evolve his game a little bit. I think in his stand-up, when you have that type of power that you can knock guys out in one shot, you kind of just fall in love with it, and if you look back at it, when he fought Joe Benavidez the first time, Joseph Benavidez was whooping his butt.
Yeah.
And then, he got, luckily, Joe Benavidez got caught with a headbutt.
Yeah.
And then after that headbutt, he got cut on his forehead. but he was like stunned from the headbutt.
Yeah.
And then he gets caught with a shot and gets knocked out. So, and then in the second fight, we all saw what happened. You know, Figareto just dominated him. But when he can't land that one shot, it just seems like he has problems with guys who throw combinations at him, who have good speed, and are just, you know, and I think that's the type of fight you have to fight to beat a guy like that.
But for Moreno to finish him on the ground, Figareto.
Brandon Moreno is a beast on the ground. He just got his black belt in jiu-jitsu.
Yes, but I mean, so is Figareto, but he looked lost on the ground. He didn't know what to do against Brandon Moreno. But props to Brandon Moreno.
I think he got tired.
You think Figareto got tired?
I think he got tired, and I think he wilted.
Okay.
I just think he wasn't, I don't know. It just seemed like he broke his will. I think Brandon Moreno just broke his will at one point.
Maybe that first fight, maybe towards the end of that first fight, Figareto did look a little flustered.
People kept saying that, oh, well, Figareto landed all these big shots on Moreno and this and that. If people go back and look at that fight, Brandon Moreno really did land some really good counter punches.
Yes, he did.
And he stunned Moreno several times in that fight. Mm-hmm. Just because Figareto didn't really wobble as much, that doesn't mean he didn't get hurt by them.
Yeah.
So, I mean, all in all, I mean, I got to tip my hat out to Brandon Moreno, man. True inspiration. Like, everybody went crazy.
Oh,
I mean, my barber, Blaze Griffin, shout out to my barber, Blaze Griffin. He actually went to the fight.
He was in attendance.
Yeah, I told me he threw beer all over the place because Brandon Moreno won. And, hey, I would have done the same thing, man. I went crazy.
Yeah, we went insane here at the house while we were watching the fight. Now, there's always been this stigma about the 125-pound division that it's not too deep. Any thoughts on what you think? If it's not a trilogy, what's next for Brandon Moreno?
It could be anything. He said that Cody Garbrandt is looking to come down to 125. Although Cody Garbrandt did lose his last fight against Rob Font.
True.
Brandon Moreno said that in an interview as well. He said somebody about Oscar. Who's this Oscar guy?
Askarov.
Oh, yeah. The guy that he got a draw against. Okay.
Yeah, has a draw against him. He's ranked number 2 right now.
Okay, Askar. And then also...
Pantoja.
Oh, yeah, Alexander
number 3.
Yeah, maybe him as well.
And Pantoja beat Moreno, right?
Yeah, a long time ago.
So, I mean, those rematches are also there. And, of course, there's the trilogy with Figareto. But I think the Cody Garbrandt moving down in weight, I think that that plan might have been derailed with the Rob Font loss.
Yeah, no, he's got to work his way back up. I don't think he deserves a shot right now.
No, I agree.
What I will say is this: Brandon Moreno has just gone up here. Like that division is gonna stick around as long as Brandon Moreno is there. Because what Dana White said before this fight was that if Brandon Moreno wins this fight, he's going to blow up in Mexico. And look, he blew up big time. Mm-hmm. Like, if you looked at his followers on Instagram, it was 300K before this fight. Now it's at like almost 600K, and that was only in one day. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, and there's a mural of him in Tijuana already.
That mural was beautiful.
Literally the next day, early in the morning, it was already up. Yeah. I was like, man, just imagine the type of star this guy can be if he gets all these title defenses going. And just imagine what he's going to be like.
And just his post-fight interview, just some really inspirational. Like you said, he has all the makings of a superstar.
He's a really likable guy. Yeah, which is really weird. Like I think a lot of the fans just really are drawn to this type of, like, you know, he's not a cocky guy. He's not talks shit and all this crap.
But
like,
he gets the job done.
Yeah, he grinds hard. He freaking never gives up, and now he's a world champ. So awesome, man. Brandon Moreno, I love it.
I was super happy to see Moreno win. Speaking of superstars, we had also on the undercard Nate Diaz taking on Leon Edwards. Nate Diaz, of course, big-time superstar in the UFC. Leon Edwards is a guy who doesn't get, I think, the respect that he deserves, mainly because he is a little boring. But he put it on Nate Diaz for 4 rounds and 2 minutes and 30 seconds. 2 minutes and 30 seconds of the 5th round. Oh. And And then Nate Diaz landed a bomb.
Yeah.
A big 1-2 that rocked Leon Edwards. Talk to me about Leon Edwards' performance against Nate Diaz.
Yeah, I mean, I think Leon Edwards looked okay. I would have liked to see a little bit more activity from him. Him being the bigger guy, I think he's the more solid 170 pounder.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I thought he actually said that if he doesn't stop Nate Diaz, he was going to be disappointed. And I said, well, you're going to have to throw everything but the kitchen sink, the kitchen cabinets, everything at this guy to try to get him out of there. Because, I mean, I can't remember the last time somebody stopped Nate Diaz.
I mean,
I don't know if he's ever been stopped.
The Masvidal stoppage was a fluke.
Yeah, that was just because of cuts. So.
Yeah, McGregor they went the distance.
Yeah.
I mean,
so
I can't remember.
I mean, overall, I think that Nate Diaz's stock just didn't drop at all. You know what I mean? If there was a loser in this fight, I think it's Leon Edwards, to be completely honest. And it kind of sucks.
Yeah.
But that's the ability of Nate Diaz, man. Like, everybody went ballistic for Nate Diaz in the weigh-ins, at the press conference, and when he rocked Leon Edwards. Oh, Jesus.
After the
roof came off this place.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Nobody was cheering for Leon Edwards. Nobody cared about him. So that's what sucks. I mean, you beat Nate Diaz for 4 rounds, and that just doesn't matter.
Nope.
It really doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
So,
post-fight interview, Nate Diaz had the crowd rocking. The guy's just a complete star. Leon Edwards, one thing I will say, and it's something that goes back to what you said a little bit ago. He played with his food. Okay? He could have, I felt like there was a moment where Nate Diaz was kind of like ready to kind of go. And Leon Edwards could have put on the pressure. That big 1-2 came because Leon Edwards sat back and Nate Diaz was able to start coming forward and land that big combination. But if he would have stayed on the front foot and had Nate Diaz walking around along the cage like he was, I think Leon Edwards could have maybe made a little bit of a statement and gotten Nate Diaz out of there.
I disagree.
Really?
I really disagree.
Do you know what? Nate Diaz's body language in the 3rd and 4th rounds did not look too good.
I mean, if I'm perfectly honest, I think there was a reason why Leon Edwards didn't go after him. And I think he was either afraid of getting tired or he was afraid of what was to come. You know what I mean? Like, so? I think so.
But him sitting back and kind of running pretty much that last round is what got him caught. I mean, if you look at it, he was looking at the clock several times in that 3rd and 4th round. Yeah. Thinking like, okay, I'm up against the cage against Nate Diaz. I mean, let me look at the clock a few times. Let me hug him. Let me look at the clock and everything like that. So, I mean, honestly, I think that's why Nate Diaz picked a 5-round fight. Yeah, he wanted to take him into the deep waters, and that's where he caught him. True. I just think Leon Edwards, I mean, if you play with your food long enough, eventually it's going to come back to bite you.
And I think, well, what I will say is that Nate Diaz also played with his food. And in that 5th round, he should have gone after him. None of that pointing shit. No, he should have went after him because that messed up my parlay. It really did.
You're worried about
man. He could have got him out of there. I really do think so, man. He was out on his feet. Like, listen, he was cross-eyed, man. He was done.
He was really out on his feet. But shout out to Leon Edwards. His conditioning obviously had to be legit and top notch for him to survive that 5th round because Nate Diaz was putting it on him at the end.
Yeah, good luck with some of these solid 170 pounders that can really crack, man, because
Leon Edwards already has a loss to the champion at 170, Kamaru Usman. So what do you think is next for Leon Edwards? I mean, if it wasn't for the 5th round, you probably do give him a title shot, but
possibly.
But at the end, I mean, the way the fight ended, I don't know if he gets a title shot anymore.
Yeah, I mean, that match with Masvidal is always there. I think also the winner of Stephen Thompson versus Gilbert Burns is always there. Colby Covington, it looks like he's going to be the one that get the shot at Kamaru Usman next. Yeah. That's what it looks like. Vicente Luque is there as well.
He's making a rise.
Yeah, so who knows if maybe Leon Edwards just holds out until he gets his own title shot, but it just depends right now. He's got some options.
Dude, okay. I understand wanting to be champion, but if they offer a fight with Masvidal, why not take it? That's probably a big payday compared to fighting, Usman or Vicente Luque.
Yeah, if they offer him that fight, he should take it, honestly, because George Masvidal is still a big name.
Nate Diaz wasn't ranked.
He wasn't ranked, but he's a big name with a good payday.
Yeah, and Leon Edwards probably got a good payday, so why not take another good payday against George Masvidal?
And it's pretty crazy, too, because Nate Diaz didn't have to take a fight like Leon Edwards. Leon Edwards is ranked number 3. A lot of guys don't want to fight Leon Edwards, to be honest. They don't want to really give him a chance. Like, he's more of those guys, like, if you can avoid him, you can avoid him. You know what I mean? It's probably not that they don't want to fight him, but he's just not a big enough name. And it's like, if you could push him off to the side for a little while, why not? You know?
High risk, low reward.
Yeah, he'll always be there. So why don't you just kind of like push him to the side a little bit?
And that's what the UFC's been doing, just pushing him to the side. As for Nate Diaz, I mean,
it doesn't matter. Honestly,
he could fight anybody.
He can go on a freaking 9-month layoff and then come back and sell out again, sell another place out, and he could pick whoever the hell he wants. Yep. You know what I mean? So he's in a good spot, I think. And
I completely agree.
Hopefully Nick Diaz as well. I hope he actually comes back and fights too, because I mean, if both of these guys are fighting,
they could make the UFC some good money.
Imagine if they both fight on the same card too.
No.
Oh, geez.
You can't do that.
You'll blow the roof off the place, man.
Well, not
everybody loves these guys.
I mean, if you could have Nate Diaz sell out one arena and then Nick Diaz sell out the other arena, why would you put them together?
It depends.
Have them sell out 2 different arenas.
But they got to corner each other too, you know? So it could all, you know what? It all works out sometimes.
Yeah, definitely. And in the main event, Israel Adesanya beat Marvin Vettori. Do you have anything to say about this fight? You were a big proponent that Vettori did not deserve the title shot yet.
He didn't, to be honest. I mean, I was surprised that he got the title shot. I'll be honest with you.
You told me this a while back.
Listen, when he fought, he beat Derek Brunson, right?
Vittori?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think so. He did. He did beat Derek Brunson. And I just didn't feel like it didn't show me anything that, you know what, Israel Adesanya is going to give this guy another shot. You know what I mean? Like, he's not really a big name. So it's like, it seemed like Adesanya's kind of past that point. I thought Adesanya was going to give, maybe Robert Whittaker, maybe even Costa like a rematch maybe, but Vettori wasn't a guy that kind of like stood out to me, like just jumped out at me like, oh man, you got to give this guy a shot. Yeah, I just didn't see it, to be honest. And this is why, because he got dominated.
He did.
I mean, people were saying, well, look at what Jan Blachowicz did to Israel Adesanya. Well, what you got to realize is that Jan Blachowicz was at 205, weighing in. By the time he rehydrated, he was about 240, 245. You know what I mean? And Adesanya was like a 190-something pounder by the time he rehydrated. So, I mean, is Marvin Vettori that type of guy? Is he that big? I don't think so. So
no.
That's why he couldn't get him down. And if you look back at it, Israel Adesanya fought Derek Brunson. And Derek Brunson couldn't even take him down so, and Derek Brunson ended up getting stopped. Derek Brunson is no slouch either.
Nope.
He beat what's his name? What's that guy's name that was coming up? Edmund Shabazian.
Oh, Shabazian.
Yeah, he beat Shabazian too. And he just took him down and had his way with him. And so he's a really skilled wrestler. So the fact that he couldn't take Israel Adesanya down, Marvin Vettori couldn't do it either. In this fight, I mean, he took him down like twice, but he couldn't hold him there. So, yeah.
Vettori's last fight was against Kevin Holland. That was the fight before this.
Well.
Holland stepped in on late notice. He was supposed to fight
see, that's even worse.
He was supposed to fight Darren Till.
Oh yeah, and then he got hurt, huh?
Yeah, Darren Till got hurt.
Yeah, see, even that one though, I mean, Kevin Holland wasn't really a guy that
a big win.
Yeah, I mean, you know what I mean? He was a guy coming up, so I just didn't see why he would have gotten the title shot, but hey, I mean, Israel Adesanya just had his way with him, attacked the leg. His striking was notches above him. Marvin Vettori is a really stiff guy on his feet, so Israel Adesanya, which is easy for him to predict everything.
Yes, definitely. You saw some great skill from Adesanya. Of course, next, after in the post-fight press conference, he talked about Robert Whittaker. running that in New Zealand. And any thoughts? Do you feel like Whitaker deserves? Because you were the one that told me, hey, Vettori doesn't deserve this title shot, and I saw why. What do you think about Whitaker trying to get his revenge?
Yeah, I think Robert Whitaker is the next guy in line, honestly. I mean, where else does Israel Adesanya go from here?
Yeah, Paulo Costa makes no sense because Costa doesn't want to fight anybody right now.
I think he's going to wait. Did the fight fall through with Cannonier?
Is he fighting Cannonier?
I thought he was going to fight Cannonier. I think that's what I saw.
He was supposed to fight Whitaker, and then he backed out, and then Gastelum is the one that took the spot. So maybe Cannonier.
Maybe. Who knows?
So there was some boxing this weekend.
Screw the boxing, man. Brandon Moreno, UFC champ. Jesus, I love that guy, man.
That was amazing. That was just the way he won, too.
From getting cut from the UFC, out of a job.
Yep.
You know, he never gives up, and now he's UFC champ. Sí se pudo.
Yeah, can't argue there. Shakur Stevenson got a unanimous decision against Nakatila. That was a terrible fight. Jose Pedraza actually upset Julian Rodriguez. Pedraza was up 77-75 on all three cards. At the time of the stoppage in round 8, Julian Rodriguez was undefeated going into the fight. And Pedraza just seems to be like a guy who can get to that point, but just hasn't made that jump yet. Pedraza's like, is weird. He's a gatekeeper that's not a gatekeeper. Let's see. Troy Isley, he's going to the Olympics. He got himself a good win. Let's see who else. Brian Lua, RGBA fighter, took on undefeated Frevian Gonzalez, and he just dominated him over 6 rounds. Good win for Brian Lua. Supposedly on the broadcast, they were talking about something about a big fight coming up for the winner, and Lua got that win. So we'll see what's next for them.
Too bad these guys aren't the real boxers. You know who the real boxers were?
Who?
Austin McBroom and Bryce Hall.
Oh, my goodness.
Did you see that fight? Man, Austin McBroom just put a whooping on that dude. And like Bryce Hall had no chance. I mean, you know what I mean? Didn't Bryce Hall ask for this fight?
Dude, and this is what my problem with the YouTubers. No, he did.
Bryce Hall asked for this fight?
Yeah.
He asked for that?
Yeah.
Jesus, man.
He had
it looked like he didn't even train.
He had the McPussy on his mouthpiece.
That's shit, man. Well,
shout out to Mouthpiece guy who made all those mouthpieces.
Listen, man, Austin McBroom just really put a broom sideways up that dude's butt, man. Let me tell you. Jesus, Bryce Hall had no chance against that guy.
Let me tell you stuff like that until somebody gets hurt, then these YouTubers gonna be like, oh fuck, we shouldn't be doing this.
It's just the fact that real boxers can't, they can't sell out like these guys, like it really blows my mind that these YouTubers and TikTokers are making this type of noise. It's insane, man. I'll be honest, it
is.
It blows my mind.
Speaking of YouTubers, Logan Paul, Floyd Mayweather last week.
Logan Paul, Floyd Mayweather. Oh man, let me tell you, that was a legalized bank robbery. But come on, man,
we're gonna shoot the shit a little bit for the next couple minutes. On the undercard though of that Floyd Mayweather Logan Paul, how about Luis Arias pulling off the upset against Jarrett Hurd? That was a great fight.
Yeah,
Hurd doesn't look good. Something's wrong with Jarrett Hurd.
He said that his dad died, I just really don't know what was going on with him. And I was really impressed with Luis Arias. I'll be honest with you, man. I didn't think that Luis Arias was going to be able to do that to him.
Yeah, he seemed to get Hurd's respect.
I thought Jarrett Hurd would put on the pressure and break him down, but it just didn't happen. He got caught with those overhand rights all night. He didn't have an answer for him.
In Jarrett Hurd, in the fights that he wins, he's the bully. And then in the fights that he loses, he's getting bullied.
Right?
He's getting bullied around.
When he lost to J-Rock Williams.
J-Rock bullied him.
Yeah, you would think that Jarrett Hurd would be the one to knock him down. But yeah, Jarrett Hurd got knocked down in that fight, which is weird.
And then what else?
Just don't know.
The weekend before, Nonito Donaire becoming a 4-time champion.
You know why
Something
Nonito
like that?
Donaire beat Obali? Hey, I told people, man, like, listen, this Obali cat, he's undefeated, man. But listen, Nonito Donaire just went 12 rounds with Naoya Inoue.
Yeah.
Nobody just goes 12 rounds with Naoya Inoue. You know what I mean? And he gave him a broken nose and a broken orbital bone.
I agree.
Naoya Inoue is a beast. He hits like a truck. So the fact that Nonito Donaire was able to stay in there for 12 rounds and give him that type of fight, there was no way Ubali was going to win. You know what I mean?
No.
And you know why else Nonito Donaire won that fight? Because he trained with Brandon Moreno, bro. You think Ubali's on the level of Brandon Moreno? There's no way. There's no comparison.
Yeah, that was a great win.
Ubali was saying that he sparred with Pacquiao a few rounds or something. Didn't he say that? I think he said that in an interview.
Ubali? What the fuck?
Yeah, I think he said something, or either he sparred Donaire a few rounds, like back then or something.
Okay,
but
maybe.
I mean, you know, that definitely didn't mean anything because you got Listen, Donaire looked like a beast.
As long as Donaire has that left hook, it doesn't matter who you are. You are always in danger.
His reflexes, his counterpunching abilities are just on point right now. You know what I mean? So if he needs to go after Naoya Inoue, he needs to go after that rematch. He needs to do it now.
I think he will. Inoue actually fights this weekend coming up.
Who is he fighting?
I forgot the guy's name, but actually, let me look it up. Okay, I think I have it right here.
Yeah, Naoya Inoue also did really quick work of Andrew Maloney. Is that Andrew Maloney or the other brother? What's the other brother?
Yeah, Andrew Maloney.
Andrew Maloney, yeah. He did quick work of him in 6 rounds, knocked him out. And, yeah, I can't wait. Hopefully, Inoue gives Donaire that shot because...
it's like, Michael does Marinas.
All right.
30-2. So we'll talk about that later this week also. No, it was Jason Maloney. Andrew Maloney was the one that fought Franco.
Oh, yeah, Jason Maloney. I know it was one of them. I couldn't tell
One of
the
them
difference.
Maloney.
They both look the same.
Maloney.
Yeah, Maloney, man.
Also on that undercard, I think it was was that the Gary Russell? Oh yeah, the Gary Russell, the 147-pound Gary Russell, stopped Giovanni Santiago in what was a brutal beating. He just put a beating on Santiago, and Santiago was coming off that fight against Adrian Broner. So either Santiago looked really, really good against Broner, and Broner looked really, really bad, or Gary Russell's the real deal because the way he stopped Santiago was just was something.
Let me tell you, Gary Antoine Russell is the real deal. He's quick. He's got the power. He's got the boxing ability. Listen, that Santiago guy has never been stopped.
No.
Never been stopped, and he made quick work of him.
Yeah.
And Santiago had no chance against this guy, man.
Nope.
He had no chance. And Russell was on point every moment of that fight.
And he went for the kill, which is what we like to see.
No, that dude didn't mess around, dude.
Nope.
He came to kill, and he definitely did it. To stop a guy, and what? He's only got what, like 18 fights?
13.
13 fights.
Yeah.
Listen, Adrian Broner, who's got what?
Well, this was his 14th fight. Sorry.
Yeah, Adrian Broner, who's been in the business, fought guys like Marcos Maidana. He's fought Paulie Malignaggi. He's fought all these top guys, and even he couldn't get Santiago out of there.
And he got a gift decision.
Yeah, a gift decision that he just didn't look good against. So let me tell you, Gary Antoine Russell, can't wait to see what is in store for that guy.
Also coming up this week, I think Charlo, the 160-pound Charlo's fighting this weekend.
Lions only.
So we'll be talking about that. And then I believe there is Teofimo Lopez this week.
Against George Cambosa?
I believe so, yeah. So there's a lot of boxing this week.
Yeah, those guys don't like each other, so I can't wait for those guys to bash each other's brains in.
On Triller.
Yeah.
Triller.
Hopefully Cambosa can make it out of the first round. Because
we got to sign up for Triller, $300 for a year.
I ain't signing up for no Triller, man. Hey, if there's concerts again, I don't know, but I'm not gonna watch this crap. Because I will tell you the Bryce Hall and the Austin McBroom fight, I was like switching back and forth between the UFC fights. As soon as I saw the first concert, I was like, you know what? I can't watch this crap.
They had concerts?
They had concerts in between all the fights, kind of just like Triller.
Okay.
And I was like, you know what? People don't want to watch this crap. Or I don't, at least.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But people that watch YouTube, TikTokers, and all that type of stuff, they were tuning in. So
they enjoy that.
yeah. Hey, what about Aaron Carter and Lamar Odom? I heard they win at it. Why the hell is somebody letting Lamar Odom and Aaron Carter go at it? Aaron Carter's a freaking singer from what was it when I was elementary school? For fuck's sakes.
Yeah. I'll never forget. He sang that song.
I want candy.
I forgot about that one. No,
I want candy.
I forgot about that one. But he also sang the "That's How I Beat Shaq."
Oh yeah.
Remember that?
Look at him now. He's got tattoos and all kinds of shit. He can't fight worth a jack, but
hey,
he's got tattoos and stuff, so he can tell a little bit.
All these Disney stars, man, they go off the edge after Disney lets them go. But yeah, Lamar Odom put a beating on him.
Who the hell? That's what I'm saying. Who sanctioned this fight? Was this even a sanctioned bout?
I don't know, man. I don't know. Like
Lamar Odom's a freaking retired NBA player.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, he did better than Nate Robinson, that's for sure. At least he stayed on his feet. Jesus.
Dude, but Lamar Odom's like, almost 7 feet, 295. He looked big compared to Aaron Carter.
Aaron Carter had a jump just to reach him. You know what I mean? Like, who did this? But
yeah, I don't know who did that.
Hey, it is what it is. At least they had headgear on.
Yeah. Any other YouTube, TikTok fights you want to talk about before we sign out?
How about that Gibb dude? That Gibb dude fought he's claiming he got robbed. He looked like crap. What do you mean? He got outboxed. Did you get robbed, man? You got outboxed. You know, he's the one that fought Jake Paul in his first fight. Jake Paul fought him in Jake Paul's first fight and knocked him out in the first round.
Yeah.
Although he did look better against this other dude, but I mean, he did get outboxed. So I don't know why he's complaining that he got robbed. You know, it's not even a real fight, dude. Why?
I wonder if those show up on BoxRec. I don't think so.
I doubt it, man. It's more like an exhibition. I don't think it's.
Yeah, I think they're exhibitions.
They don't even have their licenses to fight, dude. How is this like? You know, but they sell pay-per-views. I'll tell you that.
I haven't seen the numbers yet, but I guess Mayweather Paul did over 1 million buys or something like that.
Listen, you get Mayweather in there, he'll sell anything.
But they had a giant storm. It looked like that place was empty for like the first all the other fights until Mayweather versus Logan Paul. Chad Ochocinco, Chad Johnson.
Oh man, he got dropped in the 4th round. I'll tell you that. Jesus, man, he was watching too much Muhammad Ali. You know what I mean? He was kind of like bouncing around doing this whole like Muhammad Ali type stuff. It's like, come on, dude, you're not. We always say that because when George Masvidal got knocked out by Kamaru Usman, Chad Ochocinco bet I guess a big amount of money on Masvidal. So there's a video out there when Masvidal got knocked out. Ochocinco was just like, fuck. You know, so it is what it is. I mean, at least he got in there and did his best.
Yeah, sure.
What about let's talk about what about the Women's College World Series?
The Women's College, the Oklahoma Florida State, the final.
Yeah, I mean,
that was pretty good.
Listen, I think the entire series, all the elimination games, things like that.
That shit was exciting.
It was really exciting. I was glad I got to watch some of it. I actually missed, the championship game because I was working, but I got to watch a lot of those games. UCLA and Oklahoma. I got to watch Florida State and Florida State beat Alabama, I think.
Yes, Alabama.
Yeah, James Madison making it from unranked to basically, going up against Oklahoma, which, I mean, it was crazy.
That's crazy.
Definitely crazy. And
I hate that when you get to watch like all the semifinals and the quarterfinal, and then you have to miss the final because of some fucking work.
I know. It's bullshit, huh? What about the NBA playoffs right now?
Shout out to the Sixers.
Yeah, Sixers are doing some work. What are you guys right now? Is it 2-2 or is it 2-1?
2-1.
2-1.
Game 4 is on Monday.
Okay.
So yeah, the Suns swept the Nuggets. The MVP is out. He got swept.
Let me tell you, man, those Suns are looking good.
Jokic being MVP is a joke. Joke. Yeah, the Suns look good. they're taking on the winner of Utah and the Clippers. So that's, I mean, I think Utah's up 2-1. But yeah, hey, how about the Euros?
No, Clippers and the Jazz. What about Clippers and the Jazz?
They're 2-1. The Jazz are up 2-1.
Yeah, the Clippers looked way better in their last game.
I think the rest. The
Could
rest
be the
helped
rest.
them out. Yeah, because
Could be the
they
rest.
had that 7-game series against the Mavericks. That a little adrenaline dump after that game 7, you know.
Hopefully the Jazz doesn't, mess this up, because if the Clippers get going, whew,
Good
luck.
stopping Kawhi. Kawhi, as soon as Kawhi gets going, it's
Kawhi single-handedly beat the Mavericks, man.
yeah. And
He
especially in
ate-
that game 6, he fucking
Listen, I'm a big fan of Luka Doncic and all that, but man, Kawhi Leonard ate that dude for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Luka looked so tired in game 6 and game 7. He had nothing left.
He was the one carrying him on his back, you know. So, I mean, but that's what you pay these guys the big money for, you know.
I
what mean?
completely
They gotta
agree.
they gotta come up in the big games.
They got to come through in the clutch. Who else? Oh, the Bucks and the Nets are tied 2-2.
Right.
Kyrie Irving left with an ankle sprain in game 4. James Harden didn't play because he has a hamstring strain.
Mm-hmm.
So Kevin Durant, we're gonna see what Kevin Durant's made of. He's gonna have to carry that team by himself.
Yep. Sometimes it's this whole little you want to go and make your own big 3 type thing. Well, let's see when the big 3 isn't there. What if it's just a big 1?
What if the NWO didn't have Hall and Nash and it was just Hogan? It wouldn't have worked.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, what's next? Do we miss anything else? Anything else we need to cover?
The Euros. I want to talk about the Euros real quick.
What Euros?
The European Championship in soccer.
Oh,
Real quick, shout out to the paramedics who saved Christian Eriksen's life.
I heard he almost died.
He did die, actually. The team doctor came out and said that he went into cardiac arrest on the field. He stumbled. He was running. He stumbled and he fell face first. One of his teammates ran over. He saw his face. I saw his face because they zoomed in on it, and he was gone. You could tell. The teammate turned him over. He tried to, pull his tongue out and make sure he didn't swallow his own tongue. Paramedics ran out on the field. They started doing chest compressions, and then, of course, the shout out to the team, Denmark. They created a wall to try to keep the cameras from filming anything.
You know what? I actually looked that up on YouTube, and it just didn't have you couldn't see the guy that passed out or was dead. Basically, you couldn't see it on the videos that I looked up on YouTube, because I actually missed that game.
Yeah,
but I did hear you guys, so
we were watching it. Like I was watching
I looked it up, but
we were watching
couldn't see
it just
anything.
like any other soccer game I watch, and you see him go down, and you're like, oh fuck, he just went down. Like nobody touched him, nobody, like nothing, by himself. And then the scenes after that were scary. When they canceled the game, they postponed the game. They took him off the field. Apparently there was a picture going around that he was already conscious when he was coming off the field, which the doctor later confirmed that they did the chest compression CPR because he was pretty much dead on the field. There's a defibrillator machine that they hooked him up to, brought him back to life on the field. He wasn't responsive, but he was conscious. But they took him to the hospital. He's undergoing tests, but apparently he looks like he's in the clear. So
Nice,
that was
nice.
something scary.
Hopefully he gets to play again someday, because when things like that happen, it's usually because people they find out that their heart is too small to handle that type of athletic. These guys run, and these guys get their heart rate up, and their heart has to do a lot of work. So
or sometimes it's an enlarged heart.
Yeah, so
It could be anything.
Although it could be a good thing that they catch it before it's too late, because there have been people that have an enlarged heart and they end up dying from, Kimbo Slice.
Yep.
For example, from the UFC, he had an enlarged heart and he actually died at 54, if I'm not mistaken.
No, I thought he was younger.
No, he was younger, right?
44?
44, something like that. Yeah.
44, 45, something.
44 dying from an enlarged heart. That usually doesn't happen until you're up there in age, like 64, things like that. So you got to be careful with that thing, man. So hopefully they find out what's going on with him, and hopefully he gets to play again someday.
Yeah, hopefully, definitely. Any last things you want to talk about? How about them Dodgers? Hey, we're going to have a Dodgers podcast coming out.
We want to update you guys on the Dodgers. Has the 60th game passed already?
The 60 games, yeah.
Yeah, so we want to give a halfway point into the season type thing. So we watch all sports. It's not just UFC, boxing. We watch NBA, we watch baseball, we watch football, watch everything.
Golf.
YouTube, TikTokers, Aaron Carter, Lamar Odom, Sam Cassell, Latrell Speedwell. We talk about everything on this podcast, right?
Oh, shit. All right. Well, for now, I think we're good.
Yeah, we're good. Shout out Brandon Moreno, first UFC Mexican world champ, man.
That was amazing.
Viva Mexico. Listen, this guy is a freaking inspiration to everybody.
Yep, definitely. Thank you guys for watching this episode of the AA Sports Podcast. We'll talk to you guys next time.
Peace out, guys. Thanks a lot.